Students, myself Amrita Srivastava and I am faculty of US Academy and Institute, Gorakhpur. Today we are going to discuss class 7 English supplementary and we will take second chapter and the title is Bringing Up Kari. Who is Kari? Kari, a 5-month-old baby elephant, lives and grows up with his 9-year-old friend and keeper. That means the narrator is his elephant's friend. Kari does not eat much, just about 16 kilograms of delicious twigs a day. Playful and sensitive, Kari saves a boy from drowning. So, this story is a narrative description of a small elephant. The narrator tells about the growth and habits of the elephant. This makes the reader, that means this makes us aware of the routine of an elephant. And narrator is a 9-year-old child and he was given a duty to look after a 5-month-old elephant whose name was Kari. So let's read the chapter and see what is going on in the story. Kari the elephant was 5 months old when he was given to me to take care of. I was 9 years old and I could reach his back if I stood up on tiptoe. He seemed to remain that high for nearly 2 years. We grieved together. That is probably why I never found out just how tall he was. He lived in a pavilion under a thatched roof which rested on the thick tree stumps so that it could not fall in when Kari bumped against the poles as he moved about. So narrator was a 9-year-old child who was given a duty to look after a 5-month-old elephant named Kari. During the first 2 years, the boy could reach the back of the elephant with ease. That was very easy for the narrator to reach at the back of the Kari. And Kari lived in a pavilion with a thatched roof. And Kari fed on 40 pounds of twigs. Twigs means a small and thin branch of the trees. It was taken to a river for a bath and it loved the tasty twigs of the trees. One of the first thing Kari was to save the life of a boy. Kari did not eat much, but he nevertheless needed 40 pounds of twigs a day to chew and play with. Every day I used to take him to the river in the morning for his bath, and he would lie down on the sandbank while I rubbed him with the clean sand of the river for an hour. After that, he would lie in the water for a long time. On coming out, his skin would be shiny like ebony and he would squeal with pleasure as I rubbed water down its back. Then I would take him by the ear because that is the easiest way to lead an elephant and leave him on the edge of the jungle while I went into the forest to get some luscious twigs for his dinner. One has to have a very sharp hatch to cut down these twigs. It takes half an hour to sharpen the hatch because if a twig is mutilated, an elephant will not touch it. So in this para we know that it was the duty of narrator to take the Kari to the river for bath, and it was taken to a river for bath, and the sand was rubbed on its back for an hour. Then it immersed into the water. Later it came out with pleasure and shining skin. So Kari enjoys so much playing and bathing in the river. Kari would lie in the water for a long time. On coming out, he would squeal at pleasure. And after the bath, the other would leave him on the edge of the jungle, and he would himself go into the forest to get some twigs for the elephant's dinner. And it took a long time to collect the fresh twigs for the elephant. First, the other would sharpen his hatchet. It is axe-like instrument. It is axe-like tools, which took half an hour to getting it sharpened. Then the author had to climb trees to get the most delicate and tender twigs. Doing all this naturally took a long time. It was not an easy job to get twigs and saplings for Kari. I had to climb all kind of trees to get the most delicate and tender twigs, as he was very fond of young branches of the banyan tree, which grows like a cathedral of leaves and branches. I was gathering some one spring day in branch when I suddenly heard Kari calling me in the distance. As he was still very young, the call was more like that of a baby than an elephant. I thought somebody was hurting him, so I came down from my tree and ran fast to the edge of the forest where I had left him, but he was not there. I looked all over, but I could not find him. So one morning, when the author was busy in collecting the fresh and delicate twigs, suddenly he heard the cry of Kari, and it was like a small baby's cry, not like a elephant. So he just think that maybe Kari was in a difficulty and maybe someone is hurting him. So he just ran down towards the Kari, but where he had left the Kari was not there. So the writer looked all over, but he was unable to find Kari. I went near the edge of the water and I saw a black something struggling above its surface. Then it rose higher and it was the trunk of my elephant. I thought he was drowning. I was helpless because I could not jump into the water and save the 400 pounds of him, since he was much higher than I. But I saw his back rise above the water, and the moment he caught my eye, he began to trumpet and struggle up to the shore. Then, still trumpeting, he pushed me into the water, and as I fell into the stream, I saw a boy lying flat on the bottom of the river. He had not altogether touched bottom, but was somewhat afloat. I came to the surface of the water to take my breath, and there Kari was standing, his feet planted in the sand back and his trunk stretched out like a hand waiting for mine. I dived down again and pulled the body of the drowning boy to the surface of the water to take my breath, and there Kari was standing, his feet planted in the sand back and his trunk stretched out like a hand waiting for mine. I dived down again and pulled the body of the drowning boy to the surface, but not being a good swimmer, I could not swim ashore, and the slow current was already dragging me down. Seeing us drift by in the current, Kari, who was usually slow and ponderous, suddenly darted down like a hawk and came halfway into the water where I saw him stretch out his trunk again. I raised my hand to catch it and it slipped. I found myself going under the water again, but this time I found that the water was not very deep, so I sank to the bottom of the river and doubled my feet under me and then suddenly kicked the river bed and so shot upwards like an arrow in spite of the fact that I was holding a drowning boy with my hand. As my body rose above the water, I felt a lasso around my neck. This frightened me. I thought some water animal was going to swallow me. I heard Kari squealing, and I knew it was his trunk about my neck. He pulled us both ashore. The writer was finding the Kari across the jungle, but he was unable to find him. He just heard the little cry of the little elephant. And after that, we know that Kari and the author were good friends, but Kari once pushed him into the stream. It was to save the life of a boy. There was a boy who was drowning in the water, and Kari wanted to save that boy. But as he was small, he was not able to save the child, so he just author, pushed the narrator into the stream just to save the life of a boy. He saw a boy lying on the bottom of the river. He dived and pulled the body of the drowning boy to the surface. And it was very difficult job because it was not easy to pull his body, and it was very difficult for the author. One time author thought that some water animal was going to swallow him and he was very afraid. So he was not able to come to ashore. The current began to drag him down. Kari saw it. He came fast into the river. The author caught his trunk. He just pulled both the author and the boy ashore. Next, we know that Kari was like a baby. He had to be trained to be good, and if you did not tell him when he was naughty, he was up to more mischief than ever. For instance, one day somebody gave him some bananas to eat. Very soon, he developed a great love for ripe bananas. We used to keep large plates of fruits on a table near a window in the dining room. One day, all the bananas on the table disappeared, and my family blamed the servant for eating all the fruits in the house. A few days later, the fruit disappeared again. This time, the blame was put on me, and I knew I had not done it. It made me very angry with my parents and the servants, for I was sure they had taken all the fruit. The next time the fruit disappeared, I found a banana all smashed up in Kari's pavilion. This surprised me very much, for I had never seen fruits there, and as you know, he had always lived on twigs. So, next day, while I was sitting in the dining room, wondering whether I should take fruits from the table without my parents' permission, a long black thing, very much like a snake, suddenly came through the window and disappeared with all the bananas. I was very much frightened because I had never seen snakes eat bananas, and I thought it must be a terrible snake that would sneak in and take fruit. I crept out of the room with great fear in my heart, ran out of the house, feeling sure that the snake would come back into the house, eat all the fruit, and kill all of us. As I went out, I saw Kari's back disappearing in the direction of the pavilion, and I was so frightened that I wanted his company to cheer me up. I ran after him into the pavilion, and I could and I found him there eating bananas. I stood still in astonishment. The bananas were lying still all around him. He stretched out his trunk and reached for one far away from where he was standing. That instant, trunk looked like a black snake, and I realized that Kari was the thief. I went to him, pulled him out by the ear, and joyously showed my parents that it was Kari and not I that had eaten all the fruits these many weeks. Then I scolded him, for elephants understand words as well as children. I said to him, next time I see you stealing fruit, you will be whipped. He knew that we were all angry with him, even the servants. His pride was so injured that he never stole another thing from the dining room. And from then on, if anybody gave him any fruit, he always squealed as if to thank them. An elephant is willing to be punished for having done wrong, but if you punish him without any reason, he will remember it and pay you back in your own coin. Students, Kari was like a baby. Like a baby, he had to be told when he was naughty. He developed a taste for bananas, as one day someone has given bananas to eat, so he just loved the taste of the ripe bananas. If he was not getting it, he just began to steal them. Large plates of fruits were kept on a table in the dining room of the narrator. Carrie would put his trunk through the window to the bananas. In one attempt, he would take them all. He would then quietly go to his pavilion, and there he ate the bananas at peace without being seen. Sometimes the family members blamed the servants, and again they blamed to the narrator for stealing bananas and eating all the fruits without permission. And writer was very angry. He just wanted to know who was the thief of fruits. One day he saw one snake like thing was coming through the window, and he has taken all the bananas. And after that, at the last, the author caught him stealing the bananas. And when he was scolded, he understood like a baby and did not steal again. Again, like babies, he was a quick learner. And it is always said about an elephant that if he had done something wrong, then you can punish him. But if he had not done anything and you punished him without any reason, he will always take revenge with you. An elephant must be taught when to sit down, when to walk, when to go fast, and when to go slow. You teach him these things as you teach a child. If you say dhat and pull him by the ear, he will gradually learn to sit down. Similarly, if you say malli and pulls his trunk forward, he will gradually learn that it is the signal to walk. Kari learned malli after 3 lessons, but it took him 3 weeks to learn dhat. He was no good at sitting down, and you know why an elephant should be taught to sit down, because he grows taller and taller than you, who take care of him, so that when he is 2 or 3 years old, you can only reach his back with a ladder. It is therefore better to teach him to sit down by saying that, so that you can climb upon his back. For who would want to carry a ladder around all the time? So Like all the babies, he was quick. He was a quick learner, and Kari learned Malli after 3 lessons, but it took him near about 3 weeks to learn Dhat. And both of the words were command to follow, just to sit and walk. That was the command to sit, while Malli was the command to walk. These commands were taught to him just as one teaches a child. And why it was necessary to make them learn? Because if the elephant is 2 or 3 years old, he will be so long and too heavy in height and weight, and you will not be able to sit on its back without any ladder. And of course, no one will want to always carry a ladder for being able to sit on the back of the elephant. So it was the right time to teach him the commanding words like a small child. Next is the most difficult thing is to teach an elephant is the master call. He generally takes 5 years to learn it properly. The master call is a strange hissing, howling sound as if a snake and a tiger were fighting each other, and you have to make that kind of noise in his ear. And you know what you expect an elephant to do when you give him the master call? If you are lost in the jungle and there is no way out and everything is black except the stars above, you dare not stay very long anywhere. The only thing to do then is to give the master call, and at once the elephant pulls down the tree in front of him with his trunk. This frightens all the animals away as the tree comes crashing down. Monkeys wake from their sleep and ran from branch to. You can see them in the moonlight, and you can almost see the stars stacks running in the all directions below. You can hear the growl of the tiger in the distance, even he is frightened. Then the elephant pulls down the next tree and the next and the next. Soon you will find that he has made a road right through the jungle straight to your house. The teaching of master call to an elephant is a very difficult thing. An elephant generally takes 5 years to learn it. And what is master call? It is the most important signal for an elephant to learn. It is so because it helps an elephant to save his master's life. That is why it's called master's call. Sometimes they are lost in the jungle and there is no way out. Then the master makes a strange hissing, howling sound in the elephant's ear, and after that a trained elephant understands it and at once pulls out the tree in front of him. And this kind of act frightens all the animals away from the jungle. Even the tiger is frightened. The elephant goes on pulling down the trees one after one and the other. Thus a path is made out of the forest, and it will lead you to forest to your own house. So students, that was all about your second chapter, bringing up Kari. Let's see about the questions. First question is saying, the enclosure in which Kari lived had a hatched roof that lay on thick tree stumps. Examine the illustration of Kari's pavilion on the page 8 and say why it was built that way. Answer will be, Kari's pavilion was built under a thatched roof having its support on a thick tree trunk. The support was necessary to save the roof from falling down when he moved about and bumped against the bamboo poles. Did Curry enjoy his morning bath in the river? Give a reason for your answer. Yes, of course, Curry loved to be taken to the river for his bath. He laid down on the sandbank. The narrator rubbed his body with clean sand. Then he washed his body with water. He used to make sounds joyfully. That's why we know that Curry was enjoying his morning bath. Finding good twigs for Curry took a long time. Why? The narrator had to work hard to gather soft new twigs for Curry. He had to climb all kinds of trees. If the twigs were deformed, Curry refused to eat them. That's why it was a very difficult job and it took a long time. Why did Curry push his friend into the stream? Curry pushed his friend, that was narrator, into the stream because a boy was drowning in the water and Curry himself could not save and carry the boy to the shore. Curry was like a baby. What are the main points of comparison? Curry was like a human baby. He had to be taught a few lessons to become good like a baby. He too played some mischief. He used to steal away the fruits from the dining table. 6. Curry helped himself to all the bananas in the house without anyone noticing it. How did he do it? Answer is Curry was a mischievous but intelligent creature. He started taking away the bananas kept on the dining table. He used his back long trunk to steal fruits through the window. Question number 7. Curry learned the command to sit and to walk. What were the instructions for each command? Answer is Curry learned the commands to sit down or to stand up and walk fast or slow. The words dhat was the command to sit down. The word malli was the command to walk. Last question is, what is the master call? Why it is most important signal for an elephant to learn? So answer is, the master call was a strange kind of hissing like a snake and howling like a tiger. It sounded like a fight between a snake and a tiger. The sound had to be made in the elephant's ear by the master. It was a necessary signal for Curry to uproot trees and make a passage through the dense forest for the house. So students, that was all about. We have discussed all the things of this chapter. Questions you have to write in your copy. Word meaning is given in the book. So complete chapter 1st and chapter 2nd in your fair copy, and we will discuss our next chapter in our next video. Till then, take care.